Jake, do you want to talk about a little bit of that, of like
Sure.
how those audiences are created and displayed?
Yeah, so there's a few different broad categories that we use. I mean, we use audiences every day for our advertisers, and we're serving millions of impressions. And so there's a lot of different tactics depending on what you're doing. So the larger categories, the more obvious categories, I would say, are we do a fair amount of geospatial retargeting. So we have the ability to draw polygons or circles based on locations where mobile devices have been seen in the past. The on the nose version of this is we have every dispensary in the country geoframed, right? And so we can build an audience of these are devices that have been seen in a dispensary, and then we can target them with ads when we're actually running ads. So here's an example of no one having custody of this information, right? The data itself is aggregated from thousands of applications where users have opted in to share their location information in an anonymous fashion. When we set up the campaign, we say, hey, these are dispensary visitors, or it could be yoga studio visitors, or whatever it is that you want to come up with, specific retail locations. That's one example. So there's geo retargeting, is what we'll say that, rather than, a lot of people talk about geofencing. Just for clarification, usually geofencing refers to where the ad is being served at the time of impression. So I want to serve ads in a 10-mile radius around my retail location. That's a geofence versus like a historical geo audience is where someone is seen in the past. That's one category. Another common one is purchasers, right? So there is data available from companies such as New Frontier, among others, where they have, again, anonymized audiences of these are people that have purchased vapes or CBD products or edibles by category. And then if you're running a campaign, let's say you're launching a new edible line, you can then serve impressions to people that have purchased those products in the past. The other large category, and we do a lot of this work with Statera, is some of the demographic stuff that we talked about earlier, where it's I want to target people of a specific income range or that have specific interests. And maybe Matt, you could talk a little bit about, actually, before I hand that off to you, I'll say that one of the downsides to anonymous third-party audiences is that frequently you have no idea where that data came from, right? So you can go into any demand media platform that exists and buy ads, and you can pick an audience that says these are dog lovers, but generally there's nothing underneath that to understand where they got that data from. If you're working with some specific companies, it's good to understand where the data came from and how they came up with those numbers, because there's a fair amount of freedom that people have to be able to say, oh, this is a dog lover, but they don't tell you how they did it. So one of the reasons we partnered with Statera is they have all this demographic information,